in honor of the 40th anniversary of A Nightmare on Elm Street, and considering it's my favorite time of the year, Halloween, I figured now would be the perfect time to dust off the Freddy Krueger cosplay box. And have some fun and show you my Freddy Krueger shelf that I have back here. Got a lot of collectibles back there. Figure in today's video I'd show you those collectibles. So if that's something that interests you, do stick around. Welcome to Wonderland, Alice. Alright, so some of the highlights here of the costume, by the way, is definitely the glove, which was made by Anders Ericsson. This is his Dream Master glove. I own two of Anders' gloves, and I'll show you the other one here shortly. The blades on this one are not sharp, but it is a well-crafted glove, I must say. The mask is from WFX. It's a silicone mask. It's also a Dream Master Freddy Krueger mask. So basically this is my Dream Master cosplay. That's what I've tried to achieve with this look. But anyway, let's get into the cabinet of Freddy Krueger back here. A lot of the items in that case are signed and autographed by Robert Englund himself. They are some of the most prized possessions in my collection. Here is a Todd McFarlane Dream Warriors loose action figure. That's all I have is the loose figure. If he came with accessories, I don't have any of those. I bought him like this and I display him like this. This is the re-release of Freddy's Greatest Hits, done by Strange Records. This was reissued in 2017. Check out the back. It's a good shot of Freddy Krueger right there. And this one is also exclusive. It's a color vinyl variant, limited to 400 copies. So the vinyl inside is actually of Freddy Krueger's sweater colors, which is kind of cool. Here's another glove, another quality crafted glove that I own. This is a Freddy's Dead glove that was made by Dark Dream Designs. He sells this bad boy, calling it the Devil's Daughter. At least that's what it was called when I purchased it a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure he's still making these. So this is a very quality glove. If you're new here, if this is your first time checking out my channel, all of my gloves, all of my masks are well documented here on the channel. So just take a look through my Freddy Krueger playlist and you'll find a lot of information on my gloves as well as my masks. Here's yet another glove. This one's my Elm Street 1 glove, my other Anders Ericsson made glove. Most definitely a prized possession. one of the first gloves I ever bought here for the collection. Minus the NECA glove that I own, as well as the Trick or Treat Studios Dream Master glove. This was definitely an early glove that I picked up here for the collection. So I got a copy here of Elm Street, the '84 movie on VHS. This one was distributed here in Canada back in the day by Astral Video. So this is one of the first copies of Elm Street that you could get here in Canada, available for rent. And this one is signed by Robert Englund. It's signed Sweet Dreams Bitch. And I've also had the signature authenticated by PSA. This is one that I sent to Robert Englund through his robertenglund.com page, where you can mail in items and have him sign them, and I sent this to him and had him sign it. He also puts his signature of authentication on there, which is right here. From the boiler room of Robert Englund, this is your COA bitch. So that's his COA sticker that he puts on items if you would like to have them added to your item. Yet another VHS. This one again, distributed here in Canada by Astral Video. This one's signed by Robert. I had him sign this in person. As well, on the back I had it signed by Mark Patton, who played Jesse. Here's another VHS. This one is of Freddy's Nightmares, the pilot episode, the one that was directed by Tobe Hooper, who also infamously directed one of my favorite horror movies of all time, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So Tobe Hooper directed the pilot episode of Freddy's Nightmares, which I think was by far the best episode in the entire series, as it gave us a good backstory on Freddy's life and how he became the burnt maniac that we all love and cherish. But I had Robert Englund sign this one in person as well. So he cursed it for me. Here is the NES game. I only own the cartridge. I don't own the box, unfortunately, but this is still pretty cool. You know, I have it in this nice plastic enclosure as well. Got to protect these vintage items. Here at the House of Strum and Skull, it's all about the preservation and curation of horror. And this is what I do, guys, right here, you know. Keep this stuff around forever. One day I'll probably take this to another convention, and I'll probably have Robert sign this one as well. Here is A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, the soundtrack, on cassette tape. This one has Bruce Dickinson on it from Iron Maiden singing Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. This one's from 1989. You know, it's a good thing that I'm actually showing you these and taking them out, because the shelf does need to be dusted. So, anyway, here is another Todd McFarlane figure. This is the Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1 figure. I think I'm missing I was just going to say I'm missing 2 of the blades on his glove. I've had this one for a long time, at least 20 plus years. So it's not only Robert Englund's autographs I keep back there, I also keep other cast members as well, Elm Street cast members, You saw one belonging to Mark Patton. This next one belongs to Ronnie Blakely. Got this signed at a convention. Met her in person. She's a wonderful woman. I love how it says he's dead because mommy killed him. I even took his knives. Alright, so this next one's vintage. This one's Freddie's Greatest Hits, released on Rick Records. It's from 1987. 1987 right here. This one's the real deal. Had it signed by Robert Englund. Again, through the robertengland.com. Sent this over to him, had him sign it. He signed it, "Welcome to my world, bitch." Has any of you out there watching even listened to this album or heard of this album before? The sleeve and everything is cool, but the music just fucking sucks. Really, it's not worth shit. It was just a way to make money on, the whole, the Freddy Krueger craze of the 80s. Because back in the 80s, Robert Englund was a big deal. I mean, he still is. But back then, he was king of the world, man. Alright, this next one is a two-piece. This is definitely one of a kind. And what I have here is a Canadian $2 bill. Yeah, this is a Canadian $2 bill. And it's been well over 30 years since $2 bills were in circulation here in Canada. We no longer use these. We use something called the toonie. But this is one that I had that was just crisp as fuck. It was practically brand new. And I had hung on to this. And ultimately ended up finding a very talented artist in Miami who was drawing all these pop culture characters, like the guys in Slipknot for one, on fake $100 bills. So I reached out to him and said, "Hey man, I got this. Can I send it your way? You customize it with an image of Freddy Krueger." He was able to do that for me. And then I took it to a convention and I had Robert Englund sign it in person. And he signed it, "God Save the Queen." Because ultimately it was Queen Elizabeth on here. And then not only that, Robert was cool and he allowed me to take a picture with the item. So I have that here as well. It's definitely one of a kind. Alright, this next one is a documentary film by Heather Langenkamp, who played Nancy. It's a documentary all about Heather Langenkamp and her experience as playing Nancy. I picked this up at a convention when I was in Montreal, and I met Heather and had her sign my Elm Street poster back here, so I bought this from her table as well. Alright, we're down to the nitty gritty now. These are the last two items of the Freddy Krueger shelf, and they're both magazines. So the first one is a Fangoria issue. This is one that I had Robert Englund sign in person at a convention. Met him for the first time and had him sign this. And he signed it, "Welcome to Prime Time, bitch." Prime time, bitch. And then I have issue number 1 of Marvel Magazines Nightmare on Elm Street. This one is one that I sent to Robert as well. I had him sign it through his website. And he signed it. "Told you comic books was bad for you." There were 2 issues made and released by Marvel Magazine, and I own number 1. I've yet to acquire number 2. I'd like to have it here for the collection. I just have yet to get it. So one day I will have number 2 as well. Well, that's today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the collection. I mean, that's pretty much all the Elm Street items I have here. The Sacred Collection, as I like to call it. I do have another vintage Rip Records greatest hits back here on the wall as well. That one's vintage, so I do own 2 copies of that. And up top here, I keep my Dream Master Trick or Treat Studios glove, and I have my NECA Part 3 Dream Warriors glove back there as well. I've shown those in other videos, you know, where I'm going through the glove collection, so go check that video out, you know. And most of all, thanks so much for stopping by to check out this video. You are all my children now. Like, comment, subscribe.